Hi, everyone. Welcome to Merch Money. This is our last show before our year anniversary show next week. I can't believe it.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh. We just lost Amy.
Amy! Maybe she probably hit that button again like she did a couple shows ago.
I don't know. I don't know if it's...
There she is!
Okay, you know how yours went crazy earlier, Helen? It just did it to me. Are you there?
She's frozen.
Did we just lose her? Freaking!
Wait, are you can't hear me?
There you are.
You're back.
Oh no, there's something.
We're having technical difficulties tonight, guys. Before the show, Amy and I were talking, and all of a sudden the screen just went black and shut down. So we'll do our best.
Wow.
But anyway, today is they're going to be interviewing me today, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
We already had a show of interviewing Brianna. We already had a show of interviewing Amy. So
well, so how weird though that it works out then that next week is our 1 year, and we were able to fit in interviews with all three of us. That's cool.
It's like perfect timing. Like it worked out. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Which should we talk about that real quick so we don't forget the giveaway next week?
Yes. Let's do it.
So what we've got, well, first of all, we're celebrating our 1 year. If there's anyone new watching, so we don't even know how the heck that happened, but in fact, you guys, this is so funny. Right before I come on, you know how I scoot on, right? Like 1 minute before.
Yeah.
My husband starts to cook dinner, and I go, "What are you doing?" "Making dinner." "Okay, well, I'm going on the show." "Oh, I forgot." I said, "Babe, 1 year of Mondays. Every Monday at the same time." And I go, "In fact, it's our 1 year next week."
We all had issues today. My husband decided he wanted to watch a really loud TV show. It's so funny. I'm like, we can hear every word. So if you guys hear a loud show, it's still going. He turned it down, but I can still hear it. But anyway, so
we have the giveaway. Sorry, total rabbit trail there or squirrel moment. But yeah, we have our giveaway for our 1 year. And are we still doing, are all of the giveaways still up and running for them to enter?
They're all up and running except for Amy's, and I couldn't figure out a way to get, like, I must have hit April 5th instead of April 15th on hers. It went, it ended too early, but everybody else's is still going. There's still going to be winners for Amy's. It just was a shorter contest. Like, I can't really extend it, and I can't really cancel. Anyway, there wasn't really a way to fix it. So,
and what's the easiest way for them to get a hold of those links?
I was supposed to post them in the YouTube video last week, and I never did. So I'll post them in this one and last week's one. But if you're in the Merch Money Facebook group, which hopefully you all are, if you're not, definitely join it. You can find it either just by scrolling down and you'll see it, or just type in #1 year and it will pop up.
Awesome. And then what I'll do as well is I'll create like a little post of some sort as it gets closer to, keep reminding everyone to join us and enter.
Yeah, and definitely try to keep that day open to come on live with us, because there's going to be some extra giveaways mixed in that are not in those links. So,
and it's literally thousands of dollars in prizes. And we're not talking like 1,000 little dollar prizes. We're talking, these are some big, valuable things you guys will be excited about.
Yeah, big prizes, and then some extra prizes on top of it that will only be given to whoever is watching live.
We're all about the extra.
Yeah, so we won't even give away what any of those are, but definitely come watch live and you'll find out.
Yay.
Celebrate
us surviving a year.
Surviving and thriving. I feel like we all grew. I mean, I don't know how Brianna could. She already was like spectacular, but I know, like, I learned a lot this year for sure.
I can't believe it's already up. Like, where the heck did it go? It feels like we've just met one another, but we've been doing this thing pretty much every week for a year. It's been great. And I've learned a lot. We've talked to some really exciting people, and
yeah, think about that alone. Like the roster of people that we've been able to talk to that we never probably may have even crossed paths with, much less got to have an in-depth conversation with.
Yeah.
It's been awesome.
Yeah. It's really been amazing.
And y'all haven't kicked me off yet, so
we're gonna keep you around. We kind of like ya.
I'm glad that you guys haven't kicked me off yet.
You're the brains behind this. We wouldn't be here without you.
I feel so happy that I've got.
But you haven't kicked the motor mouth off yet. How about that?
That's because when we all need energy, like we rely on you, Bree. It's like when you come on, you're like, I'm tired. It's like, oh girl, wake up, because we need you.
I usually get a little peppy as we get going.
Yeah.
So we've got Helen tonight that we need to interview. We're gonna do what, Q&A style.
Yeah.
Q&A. My thoughts were, Helen, why don't you give us an overview? Like, you know, I know you've given everybody a bio before, but I think the way that we present what we've been through changes here, you know?
Isn't that funny? It's like you pick out different things to highlight as you grow.
Where we are, right? So give us the overview of Helen the entrepreneur. How did we get here? And then we'll ask you some questions.
Awesome. All right. Well, hi guys. I'm Helen Kinson, merch boss on the show. Oh my gosh. I mean, how far back do we go? Do we go back to when I was a little kid doing like lemonade stands?
Yeah, anything at all.
That sounds like the beginning of entrepreneurship to me.
I told my stepson Henry, he hates art. Like he just hates drawing. He hates drawing more than anybody I've ever met. Like art is supposed to be a relaxing.
I think he and I need to hang out.
Yeah, art's supposed to be like a relaxing, fun class, and it stressed him out. Like he hated it. So he eventually got switched out. But anyway, where was I going with this? Oh, I told him when I was a little kid that I made all my friends play art gallery. I just made up this game and made everybody play. So we would like draw pictures and like buy and sell them. Anyway.
That's awesome.
I did that.
Wait a second. Are you heading towards that in the future?
I thought I was going to run an art museum. That was my goal thing. I did business school and I did art history. I had a double major in art history and business management.
See, this all is making sense. You're going to be like a gallery owner and you're going to be able to leverage both. You're going to do it, and then you're going to have the e-commerce piece to put too.
Oh, my dad is saying Helping Hands Club. I started a club when I was 11 or 12 that was called Helping Hands Club. And my friend came up with that name and had the idea for the club, but I took it over. So it was my club. I started it, even though I really didn't. But I was the one who got us to like meet every week, and we would go.
You were the action taker.
I was the action taker. Yeah, we would do fundraisers. We would do all this stuff and like somehow make enough money to pay for us to go on like events. So our parents would be like, okay, I guess we have to drive them because they're paying themselves.
That's awesome.
So yeah, we did this whole like thing. So we sold cookies to our neighbors. But yeah, I did that. Went to Rutgers, went to the business school there, did art history, loved art history. I studied abroad in Italy, and got to see, like I had just taken the class and then got to see all the art up close and personal, like got to see all of it in real life. So that was awesome. I went to this chapel, the Arena Chapel in Padua, and it's Giotto created it, and it was, you have to like set an appointment and you can only be in for 15 minutes and you have to go in this whole decontamination chamber to even get in. Wow. So anyway, yeah, so I love art.
That is cool. Quick question then. hobby wise, like, do you still actively, like, are you into art in that? I don't even know what you do when you're into art. Do you go to museums?
It's so funny how it's like, so I keep wondering, like, I'm like, is it going to come back? Like, I feel like it came back a little because I'm doing merch. So there's art related. So I feel like it's still in my life, but it's not quite. I don't know if it's just like, if it'll change over time, if maybe I'll get more into it later, but I don't know. I don't know if it's just, I was out of it for so long. I went more the business route after school. So I was a manager at a bank, and then I was a loan officer and things like that. So I got a little away from art, and periodically I try to bring it back. Like I try to paint or do something like that, and it just doesn't quite work. I don't know. I'm just not quite into it enough, or I'm too rushed. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if it'll come back or not, or if I'll just be at this level where it's like, it's still visual. Like you're still looking at stuff, even though I don't usually always create my own designs. I'm still like analyzing them and seeing like what could make it better, or, you know, what I need to do to change it. So still some art involved.
Awesome.
So it almost seems like this was like the perfect match in a way, because
it really is.
It serves like that entrepreneur background that you have, and then your appreciation for the arts, and then it's like, wow, look at you now. So
yeah,
that's kind of cool, that bridges.
So interesting, like the ways you like go in and out of like different paths, because it was the way I got into entrepreneurship. I mean, I'd always kind of liked it as a kid, but I'd gotten way away from it. But in a way, I kind of kept going towards it because I kept getting like jobs that were more and more like on your own. So I was earning straight commission as a loan officer. So that's a lot more independent. Like it's one step away from being an entrepreneur, because it's totally up to you to get your business and earn your money and everything. So I was straight commission for like, let me think, 3 or 4 years, something like that. So it's been a while.
But you're really good at it, weren't you?
I was pretty good at it. Yeah. It was a little bit luck, because it was the, well, most people would say it's bad luck, because I got into doing loans, after the housing crash. So most people were leaving the industry at that time. I went into it, and I caught the, refinance. Everybody was refinancing for years. Like the interest rates just kept going lower and lower for quite a few years in a row. And I was in there all of those years. So pretty much anybody who called could save money on their mortgage. So I would just present it. And I mean, I'm good at sales, but you don't have to be that good at sales to be like, would you like to save money? Okay. It's not a big sell. I mean, you do have to compete against other loan officers and other companies and stuff, but it was pretty easy. I was just proactive with it. So I would call them before they were even thinking about it, because I worked at a bank. So they would already be our customers. And so I would just call, let them know how much they could save. And
cool.
They'd be like, okay. So yeah, I did really well with that.
But there's a little piece that you stated right in there, like about being proactive about it. Like there was a little comment like right there that is something that I think of with you, Helen, and the whole story of how much money came to be. Like you're just a proactive person. You go out there and you're gonna, you know, go after, you know, whatever it is you're working on.
She's still making clubs.
Yeah, you're still making clubs.
The Merch Money Club. Yeah, so I one thing that I did really well in that job is that I didn't know anything about self-development or anything about any of these people on YouTube, or I don't even know if YouTube existed back then, actually, but I didn't ever watch it if it did. So I didn't know about any of this, but I just naturally did some of the stuff. So I wasn't great with managing my time. But I knew that once everybody got there, your phone just starts ringing, and it's all reactive. So it's like people need this, people need an estimate, people, you know, you don't have control of your time once the day starts. And so I kind of knew that. So I would get to work 2 hours before everybody else would, and do all my estimates, do everything I wanted to do before the day started. And that's really what made me successful, because it was everything that I wanted to do was done before the day started. And then it was okay to be reactive the rest of the day. So
I love that. Just for our, like, you know, that is a huge piece of advice for all of us. Just, you know, if you're struggling with your daily grind and balancing your schedule, and I do the same sort of thing, and you still do that. You still get up early and knock stuff
I still get up early. And they were like, Helen, you can't be calling people that early. What are you doing at work? But it was just planning out my day, and I was doing the estimates. Like, there's work involved to work up the estimate. So I'd have all the estimates ready and email them or have them ready for a phone call later in the day. But I'd, you know, have all of it planned out, what was the important things to get done that day, and do anything I could before the day started.
I always think either being an early bird or a night owl, whatever, whichever one works for you, but just taking like a solid block of time when most people aren't active and just knocking out what you have to get done.
Yeah, you have to set time aside where you're proactive, where you're not reacting. And especially if you have a job, it's very hard not to be reactive because that's your job. Like, if someone's calling, you have to answer the phone, you have to deal with stuff as it's coming. But you have to find time where it's like your time.
Mm-hmm. Well, as far as the link between when you left finance and then you started an Amazon FBA first.
Yeah,
right?
So that was all like bad things happening in my life. So sometimes I listen to a lot of like successful people and like things that they say, and a lot of times it's like you realize like all the stuff they've gone through, and you're like, oh my God, I had no idea these people had to go through all this stuff. And sometimes it leads you to like a different path. So for me, it was like I was just crashing and burning. I mean, technically I wasn't. I was doing really well at my job, and I was doing really well in certain areas, but I was so depressed. I mean, I did a video on it. I was like so depressed, and my marriage fell apart, and it was just like disaster. Like, I couldn't have kids, and it just kind of spiraled into this like out of control disaster. So we ended up separating, and I just was like, I need sunshine. I need something. I need a new life, basically, is what I need. So I moved to Florida and just completely just got on a train, put my car on the train. They have this like train that can carry cars. So my car with anything that could fit in it, got on the train. I got on the train, we just went, no like plan, just like got there.
That's super brave.
Yeah. So I got there. I got a roommate off Craigslist get this. This is how funny like life is. She was literally a psychologist. Are you kidding? Like, she was a psychologist who was a health nut and who was like a fitness person. Like, everything you need to change your life around was her. And we became like best friends. So it was like I was running 5Ks every day with her. Like, every day we'd get off work, run a 5K. It was crazy. Like, we were in this whole running club. I did CrossFit down there. I spent a lot of time in the sun just reading books, and I did get a job. I was just planning on just doing whatever, like work at a call center, do whatever you got to do. So that was my plan. I got down there, got a job at a call center, and then it was like a week or so before I would start. During that week, I got a call from a marketing company that we had used while I was a loan officer. And so I was on the phone with them saying, oh, you know, I live in Florida now, so I'm not actually a loan officer anymore, and I don't need your services anymore. And they're like, oh, where do you live? Like, I guess I said I lived in Tampa. And they're like, you live in Tampa? They're like, that's where we are. They're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I don't really know. I mean, I have a temporary job right now. And they're like, why don't you just come work with us? So, I'm not kidding. Everything just worked out. So
that is so cool. It was like needed, and everything just worked.
Everything just worked. It's like I just like made the step of like, I'm changing my life now. And it was like everything just kind of worked. Yeah, so I worked at the marketing company. I had already used everything that I was now selling. So I was the perfect person to sell it because I had already used it. So yeah, I went back into sales. And then it was just a different kind of sale. So good thing with sales is like you can sell anything. Like you're just, it can be a lot of different directions. So yeah, did that. And then eventually started getting it together and feeling better and not crying all the time and everything. And, but the more I was reading these books and learning more and more about business and what was out there, like I had no idea. I had no idea any of this was out there. I had no idea about Amazon FBA, any of it. But I was watching YouTube videos, which my stepson had told me about. I always tell Henry, I'm like, it's all you that I learned Amazon from. Because he loved watching YouTube, and I was just like, let me figure this out. Like, what if there's stuff I want to watch on here? And so that's how I found out all about, I was searching passive income because I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I was like interested in passive income. And somehow Amazon FBA came up in my searches. And so then I think I posted in the Facebook group about how like my boss called, like trying to get me to work remotely at the loan company. And I was just like, you know, sometimes you just know like it's not the right decision. And I was like, no, I really don't want to do that. And I just decided to go all in on Amazon FBA. Did that the rest of the time I was in Florida. Eventually worked things out with my husband and moved back to Virginia. And then just kept doing FBA in Virginia, kept learning, kept growing, and then eventually found merch.
That's awesome.
Brought us to today.
I've always gotten, you know, bits and pieces of your story, and it was cool to like follow the progression of stuff, you know. There's so many things that I know that Amy and I can, you know, that resonate with us that are very similar, and I'm sure a lot of people watching too. So Amy, I talk too much. Do you want to say anything?
Thanks for putting me on the spot. Let's see. I'm literally just like, wow. Honestly, I'm just amazed by how everything has just like led you to this point. But it was like all these different stones and these different things and circumstances. And it's really amazing, to be honest. So, I mean,
and you kept like knocking it out of the park, and and like doing what? Oh, I just moved in with this health nut. We were like running 5K.
That was crazy.
If I wasn't into that, like they would not get me to run no matter what. So like that's cool that like you know you just kind of went with it.
Some things worked out and some things didn't. Like at the time, if you said that sentence, I'd be like, are you kidding me? Everything worked out. Like literally my life is falling apart. Like it didn't feel like everything was working out.
So real quick,
but once I got down there, it was like crazy that how much stuff worked out once I moved down there.
What is it like now when you look back and you see where you are today in light of all of that? Like
it helps a lot because it's like, because sometimes I'm still struggling and I'm still like, how come I can't do, like I'm still not at tier 10K. It's like, I feel like, how am I failing this bad? Like, I feel like I should be at least at 10K. So it helps because it's like, you remember all the things you've gone through and you're like, it just is happening for whatever reason. Like, you know, you figuring out maybe I'm supposed to do other things. Like maybe it's not just merch, you know? So it's like these things happen to kind of push you in other directions. So it gives me perspective to be like, okay, I've been through a lot worse. I'll figure this out.
Yeah, it prepares you for the next leg of your adventure.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, talk about like courage too. Like I know Bree mentioned that a few times, like how brave, how courageous, and it's like all these different things. So like, I know when you talk about starting the YouTube channel and everything, it was like you went in, you didn't know what you were doing, but you just went for it. And it's like,
and that
is a cool quality that you have. Not a lot of people have that. And
the only way you can
whole time.
I feel like the only way you can have that is if you've been through something really hard. And for me, it was like really hard going through infertility. Like it's not like I think it's hard for a lot of people, but it was like really hard for me. Like I just like lost my mind basically. So once you've gone,
right?
Yeah, once you've gone through something, it's like once it was kind of like over, like I kind of was out of it because I was on my own and like moving to Florida. I'll never forget how I felt. Like I just felt so strong because it was like all of a sudden that burden was off and it was just like, whoa, like I just felt so light and strong. Like I was like, literally anything that could happen is not scary. Like I've already been through the worst. So it's kind of like, you know, you can look at it lots of different ways, but it kind of takes away fear. Like when you've already been through something hard, it's like messaging people to ask if they want to be on our YouTube channel just doesn't seem scary. It's like I think I can handle that. So it kind of just makes it so everything else in life seems easy.
Now, was that kind of like your post? I believe it was today that you asked if you've ever felt powerful. Was this like kind of like, did you like inspire to write that in light of all of this?
Well, I had like a moment at the gym where I felt powerful. So I was like, well, should I write a post about exercising and how that could help with self-esteem and stuff? And then I'm like, or should I ask if any, because I'm like, I don't think that's a word people use very much. Like, I was expecting everybody to say no, they don't feel powerful, because to me, I'm like, I never hear people describing themselves as powerful. So I'm like, I wonder if people have ever felt like they're powerful. And I was so surprised how many people said yes, that they did feel powerful. That made me really happy. But I'm sure a lot of people just didn't answer because they didn't want to say no, they've never felt powerful. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's definitely people who have never felt powerful or don't feel powerful very often.
Or in certain areas, right? Versus others.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah, sure. I can think of one time in particular when I felt like literally above the world, unstoppable, invisible. And like, that's the first, like when I hear the word powerful, that's where I go. So it's like, do I experience that like every day? Absolutely not.
But you want to model it, don't you?
I don't know.
I think it's like, what made me think about it was like it was just like a weird feeling. Like, I'm like, is this what is this something that people experience? And then it was also like, because I listened to different videos and stuff, and there's a lot of people that talk about how a lot of people have these like negative connotations to being rich, or being like they think rich people are greedy, or they think like you did something wrong to get a lot of money or something like that. Like, people have these ideas like that they've been taught about how being rich is bad. And I'm like, I feel like powerful is another one of those things. Like, a lot of people have been told like, oh, powerful people are corrupt, or powerful people take advantage of people or put other people down. So I'm like, I don't think anybody just naturally is like, oh, I feel powerful today. Like, it's like, that's like a bad thing.
But then in the same thing, like right now, like the word empowered, that one doesn't have such a negative vibe to it. And I know that's getting more powerful, more popular.
Yeah, it's weird how like words you kind of like, I think people would feel more comfortable saying they're empowered.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's like somebody is empowering you, like being powerful versus coming from yourself.
I see what you're saying.
So I was like, I think we should just experience that. Like, I'm powerful.
I like the post that you made. It was really a thought-provoking thing,
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I was like, should I post this? I don't know. And then it was so interesting that people were like, oh, do you mean, have you ever felt weak? Like, they felt powerful more often than they felt weak. I'm like, wow, like, no, I don't mean that at all. Like, I feel weak all the time. Like, powerful is the one where I don't feel very often. But it's awesome if like people the other way around, where they feel powerful most of the time and weak only every now and then. Like, no. So
yeah. Well, Helen, why don't you get us caught up too on what your weeks are like for 2019, what were you looking to do, and kind of where are you at right now with print on demand and merch and e-commerce, just in general? What's your focus, I guess, would be the best question.
Well, my focus is still merch, because I still haven't gotten to 10K, and that's like,
so when you say 10K, you want to fill all 10,000 slots, right?
I really do. So that's where I wanted to be, and then focus on everything else. It's taking me too long, so I haven't been able to like completely just focus on merch. I've had to like move on with my other goals. So one of the things I did this year was take the Brandability course. So I did that. I learned a lot about building a brand. I started it. I haven't completely finished it. I've kind of done the intermediary step where I have the domains, I have the concepts, the ideas, the products, but I have it just on Etsy right now. I haven't officially opened the Shopify store because I don't want to officially get into all the Facebook ads and marketing and everything yet. But I know like in my head what it's going to look like, and it's like there. So it's sort of sitting in Etsy right now. But
and that's like totally normal. Like I mean, I think about like my Trello card, like my little personal, it's like project. This one is a project and I can't delete it, even though I know I probably won't get to it for 5 years. But if it like resonates with me, it's gotta stay on there. And then I have to get it out of my head onto paper, you know, and it's there, but you just have to put one foot in front of the other. And do one thing at a time.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't be 5 years, but hopefully like summertime. I really want to get the Shopify store up before Christmas, like before fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So hopefully this summer I'll it won't take that long. Like I know how to do it. You just, you know, set it up.
Give yourself a good like month to like make sure you can work out.
I think when we do the Christmas in July episode again, if we do, that'll be my like, okay, if the Shopify store is not up, like that's when it needs to go up.
That's a great idea.
So in the meantime, while that's sort of like simmering, it's like in the Etsy world right now, I've been doing the Merch Wizard Orbitkit integration. And so I've been pushing out my designs to not all the platforms. Somehow I still don't have Spreadshirts set up. I need to do that, but all the other ones. So I think I have 6 set up.
Do you have Zazzle going?
4, 6. Zazzle is like, when I tried to set it up, it's like it's temporarily not available or something. Yeah, so I didn't set that one up, but I have Cafe Press, Redbubble, Fine Art America. I don't know, there's 6 that I have set up.
Did you work out like a workflow for getting, like, how do you decide what you're gonna put into Orbitkit right now, design wise?
The first few days I did it, I just went by niche. So I would go into Merch Wizard and I would pick a category and I would figure out the keywords for that category and then just search like every shirt that I have listed in that niche. I would just add the keywords that I just figured out and then push all of that over to Orbitkit. So that's what I did the first few days. And then I got really like on this kick of patterns. And so many of the platforms, I felt like patterns would work better on a lot of the products than just my, you know, PNG with transparent, whatever. Like I felt like the patterns would look better. So I actually, I still do a lot of the Merch Wizard integration, but for patterns, I don't, because my patterns on merch are just for pop sockets. So it's like a really small file. But my patterns for Orbitkit, I do like as big a file as I can so that it works on all of the products. So what my workflow has been lately is I make a pattern and then in Over, I size it for a pop socket and upload it right away to merch. And then I size it for Orbitkit and upload it all at once to Orbitkit. So I do like, I put it in this folder until I have several, and then I upload them all at once to Orbitkit and quickly I have the bullet points saved in Merch Wizard. So I use Merch Wizard for that part to quickly write the bullet points and everything. And yeah, so I've been doing mostly patterns the last couple of weeks. And I sold a pattern in London the other day, so that was
awesome.
And yeah,
and I love the comment too that you that little nugget you threw in there about like doing patterns, because it seems to fit better on a lot of the products, and it so does. What's funny is it's nice and simple for us to use PNG files, but man, when you really start to look at all of these other pod marketplaces, or like think about a coffee mug, right? So I use a partner where it's just stamping my PNG file on it. But so many beautiful ones are more like sublimated. So they would be gorgeous with patterns that are wrapped around them.
Yeah. Yeah, I've really been liking the patterns. And then recently, just this past week, I took Flop's course on KDP. So I already talked to Joe. We want to do a KDP competition next week. So right now we're doing a pop socket competition this week to see who can upload the most pop sockets. And then next week or the week after, we're going to do a KDP one. See who can do the most KDP journals.
Do you have a certain strategy with KDP right now? Or are you doing like complete different research, or just recycling designs? Or
I am going to try to, there's so many different ways you can do KDP. So I'm going to try to keep it as simple as I can. and be able to use either the patterns that I'm making or the PNG files that I'm making. So I don't think I'm going to do a lot of in detail, like interiors. I think I'm going to mostly do just simple notebooks or journals. But we'll see. I mean, it could always change, but now I know how to make the interiors. I know how to do all of that.
That's what I was going to ask. Is that what Flav's course covers?
His course, first of all, was in Teachable. I've never taken a Teachable course before. It was very nice. Like, you could see everything. He broke it down like very logically, like every little step, but it was like short videos, like 3 or 4 minutes for each video. So now if like I get stuck on something, I can just easily find that video. It's very clearly marked, very easy to follow along. And he included some free interiors. So I have that just to kind of get going. Like, I don't have to make my own. And he also really carefully went through each of the programs that are currently available for KDP. So it's nice because you can see what it actually looks like. So tangent templates, I've heard about so many times, but I've never actually seen it. So it was really cool to have him walk through, like, this is what it is. This is like explaining like why he likes it and what he uses it for. Because then you can decide, like, is this something I want to get right now, or do I want to wait? But you can see exactly what it is and all the positives of it, what it does. But then he would also show you the free way to do it. Like, okay, this is easier, this is better, but if you want to do it yourself, you want to do it free, he would show you how to do it in Canva, how to do it in Google Slides, and also went through BookBolt and explained everything about that program, and really went into detail about marketing. He's so good with building websites and landing pages and stuff. So he went through like Book Launch IO and how to use that and how to blog about. I haven't heard people talk about like blogging to help sell their planners, but he's like, well, you could do a blog about organization and then link to your planners, or, you know, whatever you want to do. So he went through marketing really well. He went through all different types of journals to give you ideas, like all the different types, all the different kinds of interiors, all the different sizes. It was very thorough, very good.
Awesome.
Links to all the research too, like how to do the research, what programs to use. It was very, very good and very organized.
How is he running that as far as, can people still join it? Is he just doing it like on certain dates? I didn't know how
it launches actually on April 15th. So on our 1-year anniversary, we're going to be giving away one of those for free.
Awesome.
So we'll have the links to everything next week. So if you don't win it, you can still purchase it if you want to. It's actually, you might want to get it before that because it's on sale. It's $47 right now until April 15th. So in the Facebook group, I have links to it.
It sounds amazing.
It is really good.
Mean, he covers every single piece. Like, if you really wanted to, it sounds like you could just stick with one income stream and get really good at it, and at least learn how to get going with this course and on KDP.
Yeah, yeah. He went, I mean, everything. Marketing. He explains how to get it on other platforms. So how to get it on Barnes & Noble, how to get it on a lot of the POD platforms have journals and notebooks. So he explains like how to do it on Etsy. So you can use, like he told which programs integrate with Etsy that also have planners and journals, and how to do all that. So it was really good.
So are you going to be adding KDP to the mix of things that you've been doing, making some moves over there now?
Making moves over there. Yep. Took out all of the like I kind of was just like, oh, that's something new I need to learn some other time. But now I'm like, okay, well, now I know it.
So you feel really like equipped and everything. You're ready to tackle it. Oh, I think you're gonna do great on KDP. Yeah. I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, I'm pumped about it. And you know what's cool, Helen, is like I think that's a great example of what can happen if you just take a course by someone, like we all know Flav does amazing things. And, you know, you took a course and fast-tracked your way to being able to do KDP now, right? Like, we can all, like, watch YouTube videos for hours and hours and hours, or, you know, just get it done. Now you know, and when you're ready to, you know, press the go button, you've got.
And I think it's good because it's like you don't know what you don't know right away. Like I would have figured out how to upload and, you know, whatever the basics and stuff, but it's like cool to be like, oh, I never knew about landing pages to market like your books, or like just different things that he put in there, or like Barnes and Noble was completely off my radar. I wouldn't have thought of like, oh, I should put it on Barnes and Noble. Like, so
yeah, I wouldn't have thought about that either.
Yeah, it just helps to listen to somebody else, because you're like, oh yeah, what about that? Like, that is a good idea. And like certain
like
things,
another income stream, you know, Barnes and Nobles and this and Etsy and this. And
he just said it so like matter of factly, like, oh, by the way, you do it on Barnes and Noble, you do it on Etsy with all these different POD partners. I'm like, oh, that's a lot more places for your journal than I had thought about.
There's also, I don't know if they're, I think they're probably still around, Ebookit. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that company before, but back in 2014, I think it was 14, when I wrote an eBay guide. That was the only thing I've ever put on KDP. It was self-published. And then through Chris Greene's Wounded Warrior Project, he was, or for the fundraising event back then, he was offering some, you know, perks for donating. And I donated and ended up with a perk from Ebookit. And then they took the KDP, the book I'd written, and then put that on Barnes and Noble, Apple, like it's everywhere. And so what are we, 5 years later? And I still have not gone back. I think I have one other thing on there that I contributed to a book, but I still get paid from that thing.
Yeah.
Just years later, just from Barnes and Noble, from Apple Store, or from KDP. So it's like, you know, imagine if I had kept up for 5 years, like a lot of you guys are doing this with journals. It doesn't have to have content in it. You know, imagine that was one that I wrote. Like, you know, when you guys are uploading all of these amazing, you know, journals, content or no content, it's just the ability to make that passive income years down the road is incredible.
It's so cool. All the possibilities and stuff.
Yeah. So what else are you, we've gone over Orbitkit and talked a little bit about that and KDP and merch. When do you
I can't believe it's already it's only like 15 more minutes. I feel like we just started.
I know. It went by so fast.
It went by so fast. Before I say anything else, I don't want to forget, in the description of the video, I put like upcoming events. So we have May 4th, we have the Ohio meetup. Really want everybody to go. We had so much fun last year. So definitely if you live anywhere within a couple hours of Columbus, Ohio, come, because we had like 20 people last time. It was just so fun, like such good people all there. And we're expecting more than that this year. We reserved an entire like pretty big room. So hopefully, I don't know, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So that's in there. And then the other thing is the Midwest Econ conference. That is, I think, July 19th. I put the dates in the description, July 19th to 20th, I think. And we have a discount code for that. So if you do Merch Money discount code, you get $50 off. So I'm going to be there.
You guys will want to go. You'll want to go. I'm not going to be able to make it this year, but you'll see me. I was just messaging back and forth with Travis. So you'll see me promoting it, but you'll love it. And of course, you'll get to see Helen speak, but I had a great time last year. It was a wonderful event.
Yeah, and Deanna's going to be there. She's going to speak too. So that'll be really nice. Learn more about Instagram and all the social media stuff she is doing and her company's doing. So we'll definitely do some kind of meetup there. I'm sure, like meet up with everybody and whoever wants to come. But it should be a lot of fun. It's always fun just to meet people in all different things too. So like, you know, we talk so much to everybody in merch, but it's nice to get out there and talk to other econ people, because you just learn stuff that you didn't even think about or that comes back around later. So
I call them like the aha moments, like where you're like, oh my gosh, like you meet someone and you think, you know, you come from totally different careers or whatever. And then you talk to them for a few minutes and you find out that there are things that not only overlap, but like oftentimes complement one another, you know. It's just incredible.
And they don't always overlap right away. So like, I recently posted my friend Julie starting a Facebook group about private label. And when I met her, like I had thought about private label when I did FBA, but then I went more into merch and kind of was like, okay, well, I'm not doing private label. But now a year's gone by and a lot of the POD fulfillment companies have warehouse space for private label. And I'm going to be building a brand. Like I've started to build the brand. I'll be more official soon. But I mean, once you have your own website, it's like, why not get a private label brand that can complement it? You know, so it's really nice to know all those people and have those resources where whenever I'm ready to be like, okay, got the website, I need like this one little thing. You have people that can help you know how to order it from China and do all that stuff. So, and then now it could just go to Printful's warehouse or go to PrintTech's warehouse and they can fulfill it just along with all the POD stuff. So it does all relate, and it's really good to meet people all in e-commerce, all the different avenues.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of real quick, because we were talking a little bit, social media. You're pretty active on Pinterest, right?
Yes, I am not as active as I used to be, but the good thing with Pinterest is a lot of it just runs in the background. So I still have people requesting to be in my group boards. So one little trick you can do if you want to grow, like group boards help you grow and get more people and more eyes on your stuff. So I have like my email address in the group board. I'm like, if you want to join this group board, email me. And so I get emails all the time of people that want to be in it. So it's like, it's growing from them constantly posting stuff. And then I have Tailwind. So I don't work on it as religiously as I did before, but whenever I do have time to sit down and do Pinterest posts, they all get scheduled in Tailwind, and it kind of spreads it out so the post lasts longer. But yeah, Pinterest is great because you can get a lot of eyes on your boards from posting trending pins, and then you can put your stuff in there. And because you have so many people following your boards, they'll see your stuff too. So
that's
pretty
brilliant.
Great. Yeah.
If you had to give us 3 of your Pinterest guru strategies,
yeah,
what would they be? Or three little like, you know, yeah, 3 little like ways to cut corners, or just
I would definitely use Tailwind. Tailwind, I feel like is a must. Tailwind's awesome. So I would definitely do that. And there's a free version of it, I think.
And don't do what I did on Tailwind. You got to be careful now because there's the Instagram integration as well. And so they're actually
ask that.
Yeah. So you can do it all. You can post from Tailwind to Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest all in one action. But interestingly enough, there's 2 separate accounts. So there's a Pinterest account that just goes directly to Pinterest, I believe. And then there's an Instagram account that has the possibility to go to Facebook and Pinterest as well. So if you sign up for Tailwind, just be, observant of which of the accounts, and they're free when you open them. Yeah, you get free trials for like quite a while, actually.
Yeah.
But that's what I did. I opened up the opposite one that I wanted, and it took me a while to figure it out. So just pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Don't do a Brie.
Yeah. Don't press so many buttons. Let you go a little too far down the trail before you figure out what's going on.
Yeah. I think with Pinterest, you just need to be a little bit patient. It can take a little while to build up, but it's free. Like I did it like 2 years ago or something. So now it's been up for a while. And I worked really hard on it like the first few months. And then after that, it's like, it just grows. Like you don't have to work on it so hard. It's not like Facebook or Instagram or something where it's like the post is gone. And like, if you don't keep up with it, your account's done. It's like Pinterest, there's still every week, there's people sharing, liking pins, visiting, like every week. I mean, I'll go like months without posting anything, but every week there's people looking at it, people sharing, people requesting to be on the boards. So it's still stuff happening whether or not I'm doing it at all. It's just one of those things where it's like it just keeps growing month after month. And whenever you have time to work on it, you have time to work on it. But it's not, you don't have to be posting every single day. I mean, Teresa Rose might disagree with me. I'm not sure because she's really big into Pinterest. But if you're not like, I mean, it's best if you can post every day. But if you,
but that's cool. You can chip away at it.
Yeah,
I mean, if you don't have the time, then you don't have the time. But
but you have that base, and you have those pins being shared. So it's like whenever you do have time to jump back in, it's there. So
Yeah.
Which I totally interrupted you when you were giving your 3 strategies.
Oh yeah, so
so one was Tailwind.
Tailwind is one. Let's see. I would say definitely do a mix of other people's pins and your pins. So don't just post your t-shirts or something like that. I would always look for like the top pins that are shared the most. So like if you type in some kind of generic word, like what's the first pin you see, share like the really popular trending ones, because those get a lot of reshares and it just brings people back to your board, or people follow more easily. So post those. Make sure that you use descriptions, like keywords and descriptions everywhere. So the board has a place to put a description, put a detailed description with as many keywords as you can there, and then put descriptions with as many keywords as you can on your pins. And then also in your like name of who you are and everything, like your description of your company or your name, you can put keywords in there too. So anywhere you can write stuff, use it all.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you optimize the heck out of it. Everywhere that's searchable, put keywords in there.
Yeah.
Awesome. I was going to ask you too, as far as the layout of your pins, I know one thing when I'm getting crazy over on Instagram, trying out different posts, we'll say, or images, sometimes things work well on one platform and not on the other. So what do you find simple, clean? Should it have text on it? Should it have a button on it? Like what makes up a good image for Pinterest?
I think all of it works. So it's like, I think the way Teresa does it, where it's like has a pin and a call to action and like you know, that's the best if you can do it that way. But even if you just share the shirt directly from merch, it's still better than nothing. And it still does bring people back if it's a good enough shirt. So I couldn't always tell, because there's not real easy ways to see your analytics of exactly how many people bought the shirt from when you posted it. But I ran a few ads just to kind of see, like, is this doing anything? Is it working? And the days that I did ads, like, it was just so many more sales. And I did an ad just from merch, so not making any kind of mock-up at all, and it still converted to sales. So
that's awesome.
I think the mock-ups work, but I think both work. So it just depends on your time availability and how much you want to put into it. But I wouldn't be afraid to just share straight from Amazon.
And that's a great example. Again, just do something, anything, like take some action, even if it's a little, messy at first.
Yeah, like Amazon mock-up is better than no mock-up at all.
Yeah. And some people, people just want the shirt. So if they like the shirt, they don't, it might catch their eye better if it's on a better mock-up, but both work.
Cool.
Yeah, so I don't know if I did 3 yet, but those are all good. Joining group boards, especially in the beginning, helps you get traction, and joining tribes in Tailwind help a lot.
Awesome. I'm just looking behind here.
I haven't even looked at the questions.
I'm looking right now to see if we have.
Oh, I'm so excited! Emily said she's spending all her time working on KDP Wizard. I am so excited for that, and I learned KDP right before it came out, so I'm ready to use it. And Flav's gonna have a KDP part in the course too. As soon as it comes out, he already has it labeled. It's like coming soon. So as soon as it comes out, that'll be added.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
So.
I feel like we had a couple of questions somewhere, and I'm just trying to track them down here.
Oh, Young's there. Hi, Young.
Oh, I know what I was thinking of. The one question that was already in the group. It was just a comment from Ian, and you already responded to that.
Oh, yeah, Ian. He's so funny. He loves Merch Wizard, too. He knows, like, I love Merch Wizard so much. So between the two of us, we're, like, out commenting about how much we love Merch Wizard everywhere.
Oh, Young just popped in.
Yeah. I said hi.
Oh, hello. I was lost and wallowing.
You were
behind.
looking
Sorry,
for you were looking for the questions.
La di da. Yeah, I don't see any other questions. Helen, what else do you want to chat about?
I feel like we said everything. So guys, if you have any last questions, other than that, just I think we already went through the announcements. Definitely be on next week. Yang, be on next week.
Yes.
So many great prizes. And it's gonna be and Amy and Michelle are gonna join us, right?
Yeah. They said they would. So I always double check the week before. So I'll double check with them. I don't know if anything's come up in the last couple of weeks, but hopefully they'll be on with us.
So listen, you better like laughing and you better love cat piñatas.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, piñatas. I forgot about that. Yeah, so we're gonna have a ton of prizes. Speaking of Laura Burke, she has a prize in there, POD Squad. So yeah, we have all the prizes that you can be entering right now with the giveaway links in the group, but then we're also going to have some prizes that we just give to anybody who's watching live. So
yay,
it'll be good times. I can't wait.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's going to be so great. And thank you guys so much for being in the group this whole year. Like, so many of the people in the chat right now have been in there the whole year. So thank you guys for
a lot of faithful viewers that are on, like, watching week after week after week. Like, yes, that's amazing, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, it really means a lot, like on a personal level. Like it really does.
Yeah, it does, and it's like a family. It really is. I look forward to not only talking to you guys, but I look forward to seeing everyone in the chat.
Oh, Sunny says, "Yeah, I always watch the show." Sunny, you're the one who made this shirt, right? I think Sunny made this shirt.
I love that font.
They commented on that shirt earlier.
Yeah, I love this shirt. This was from back in the days when we did contests all the time for designing shirts.
I almost wore my merch money shirt tonight.
Yeah, Sunny said yes.
I'll wear mine next week.
This is still my favorite merch money shirt. I haven't made a merch money shirt, but I still wear this one more than the one I made.
Yeah, I need to make myself a new one. Like, Monty made mine. I love it, but like, I either need to order another one or, you know, my washing history, right? Like, I have like washed and dried that thing till it's like not even a black t-shirt anymore.
So Sunny says she's teared up to 6K since then. I'm like, you're going to tear up again because I'm going to order so many of these in case it ever wears out. I'm like, I need another one. Sunny, I even wore this to England, the Merch UK conference. I wore this. So Sunny is my designer. I wish. I'd probably tear
your
up
personal designer.
That's like
I wish. Sunny, would you like to design shirts for me? I would hurry up and get to 10K tier if Sunny was my designer. But anyway, well, thank you guys so much, and I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
I think we covered everything. So I just can't wait till next week. We're gonna have such a good show.
It'll be fun.
And this was a great show. Thank you so much for like letting us kind of see more in the background of who you are and what you're doing and where you're going and where you've been. It's been really, really great to hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, thank you guys. And thank you so much for it's been so nice to have like people I can just talk to anytime or ask questions or it's been a fun journey, like getting to know you guys. And
absolutely. If you messaged me again, I'd do it again. I'd say yes, even though I didn't know what it was for.
She didn't even read it. She didn't even know me well enough to read the message. She was just like, sure. I like how your default response is yes instead of no. Most people's default response is no. Who are you? Hers is like, yes.
I just have it on default, right? Like, I don't even really respond. It's just an automatic response.
Yes.
Yep, I'm in.
Great. All right. Well, thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.